Earnings season is in full swing, and on Tuesday, January 20th, there are a ton of S&P 500 stocks reporting earnings. Now, I quickly derived that by using well charts and creating an earnings table here and populating it with S&P 500 stocks, then changing the filter so that I can see stocks that are reporting this quarter. So I have my list right here, and I'm going to go through them. I'm going to do that on TradeStation because I'm a little faster still there, but I'm going to give you the key takeaways on price action, market timing, and momentum because I'm HEMA ready and that's what I do. Let's dive in. So let's start with MMM. Now I'm starting in a weekly chart to see where we are relative to past history. You can see we're up against the 2021 highs, but still on a climb higher. When you look at the daily chart, I think that we're on track to make progress above the December 3rd high. I'd only be concerned if we get below the December 23rd low. Ticker KEY. This is a stock that is also on its way higher, but look, it's not quite back at its 2022 highs. It still has some room to run. So on the daily chart, it's got an important support at the January 2nd low, and it's working off overbought conditions. That's what I call that in my RSI power zones. If you are wanting to know more about what I do with momentum and dive in, be sure to catch my presentation at Wealth 365 next week. If you're seeing this after that, still catch any presentation I do, especially because I talk about momentum a lot. Because what's helping me see here that bulls are still in control is this meandering lower while price is staying higher. So I see that we have room for further upside. Expect climb above January 5th high. Okay, FITB is Fifth Third Bank. Now, this is up against its highs from 2022, and it just recently climbed above its most recent one at the 2024 high. So when we look at this on the daily chart, we have a little bit more detail. And again, same kind of situation here, working off overbought conditions, but remaining higher, further upside expected, while above the January 2nd low. DHI, that's DR Horton. Now, this one is consolidating between the September high and the April low, and then again between the December high and the November low. So real tightening up here. What I like about that is that usually stocks exit from that in a strong fashion, whether the upside or downside. So let's take a look at it on the daily time frame. Yeah, right now it's kind of a either way that it's going to run. I don't have a clear indication based on momentum or anything else, but I would definitely watch these levels because this little boundary that I'm drawing here is the key to whether we're going to continue higher or lower long term. Those dates are December 3rd high and November 18th low. Okay, USB, US Bancorp, trekking higher, most recently climbed above its November high and looks like it wants to make its way back towards the 2022 highs. Right now, though, it's paused. On the daily chart, we can see that it has just taken a little bit of pullback. And notice, guys, how many of these charts look almost exactly the same. That's actually kind of cool because it shows you that these patterns, these movements are happening over and over. It's not isolated. That's why we can depend on them. And here, what I love is seeing that the RSI's pull back to the bull support power zone. So this is probably one of the stronger stocks here in terms of the expectation of further upside while we stay above the January 2nd low. Now, ticker FAST, Fastenal, right? This is a stock that on its weekly chart had a big pullback and is starting to pick up higher. So this is a good one for position building now because it's not near highs. It's still down near lows. I would look to buy in a pullback if we got one while the price stays above the January 2nd low. Your first target might be closure of the gap down from October 10th. And then after that would be the September 29th high. UAL, United Airlines, has just exceeded its 2025 high. So about a year spent dropping and then coming back up again. The RSI power zones are not quite as high as I'd like to see to suggest a strong bull move here. But overall, it remains higher. I do think there's a little room for more chop on this one. I would look for it to perhaps correct back. But while it stays above the low from December 5th, that's about halfway of the current move up. Big picture, I think, room for further upside. And last but not least is Netflix. Now, Netflix has been tumbling lower on the weekly chart back towards its April 2025 low. On the daily chart, still meandering lower, which is not looking good. So we still have the extended movement lower in place, but we might be coming into support very, very soon. So I'm looking at the low from April 7th and the middle of that might be an area where we see some stabilization. But not likely to end the downtrend, just perhaps a brief pause. I would still look for opportunities to go short or stay bearish well below the December 17th high. Awesome. Well, I'm through my list of stocks reporting Tuesday, January 20th. If you found value in this video, key insights into trend, into how to determine when you're going up still or turning around or anything along those lines, go ahead and hit the like button and I'll catch you in the next video.